Life has taught me sometimes it's best if we just reject people publicly and loudly. Sometimes, as a person, we just have to tell the ex friend, the bugaboos of our lives, the men who think they can get in your pants just because you said them no. So they think you're actually playing hard to get, but they don't see where they fucking stand and they don't see where you stand. Because as soon as a friend, a man, a woman as well, so there are some women who are obsessed with these men, and just because they like the men, they think they own this guy, but this guy has not given you a fucking second look, bitch. So at the end of the day, men and women and friends, either who were a part of our lives or were not a part of our lives, but have made us a part of their lives because in their heads, they have made a space in our life, but we don't know if they exist, they die, they live today, tomorrow, whenever. And when they continue with the cycle, because I have been victims of men and women like this in the form of friends, bugaboos who have crushes on me and then have decided that I would be their partner. And secondly, even men in my place, you have these women who think that they are in a full-blown relationship with you, and now when you are getting into a full-blown proper relationship with another woman or another man, you don't know why there are so many people and so many noses in your business, why there's so many people and so many eyes in your business, why this ex-friend of yours is still calling you her best friend, why this ex-friend of yours is still calling you his best friend, when you don't want to be attached to those people. You are somebody who keeps your shit low key, and you are somebody who don't reject people openly, but you are very direct with what you say, what you do, how you move. And some of us who like to keep things low key are always targeted by people who can't seem to get over us, or who have never been a part of our life, but they still can't seem to get over us because they have created a narrative around you and I where we seem to be connected with them for years and years and years, or months and months and months, or days and days and days. And we seem to have a bond with them, so they think, because in their heads they've created a narrative for every Tom, Dick, Harry surrounding them, because they are chasing clout on our name. If you today have been in a place like me where you have your ex-friends still talking to everybody else saying, yeah, you know what he did, you know what she did, and this bitch or this dude is constantly talking about us, acting like they know everything about our lives, but actually they wake up, check our social media, sleep, check our social media, they are about us all the time. So are you in love with us or something? I can speak for myself anyways that I'm straight as and these bitches have really run narrative around my name just to make sure that I don't settle down with a man. Can you imagine the level of hatredness? But that's because I've only had snakes in our life, and I've exposed these snakes, and I didn't want to stay connected with these snakes and their dirty doings, what they do with their body, with their spirit. Yuck. Anyways, coming back. So if men and women like you and I have constantly had to fight this battle, which doesn't exist in the naked eye, but everybody seems to know about you, everybody seems to know about me. But how? Because if you're anything like me, what I create, what I show is what I show. And so nobody knows about your life. But when that happens, many times we say we need to keep shit private, we move in silence. But when we move in silence, it gives people the fucking ammunition to speak on us, especially the bitches we are connected to, or the bitches and the dudes that they are connected to. Not about them. At the end of the day, we are in a constant battle. So to think that we constantly have to let the world know, oh, actually that was years ago, or actually that was months ago. And many a times people don't come and tell us anything directly, because whoever is creating a bond with us is creating a bond at the expense of a past that they spent with us. And this past friendship can be for a few months, few years, and it has never been that valid to you. It's never been that deep for you, because even when the friendship was on, you read this bitch like a book. You read this man like a book. And if you were in a phase where you were improving yourself, like I've said before, you've attracted these clowns. But if it's been years since you've cut them off, why are they still on your fucking tail? Why are they no still in your business? And honestly, we are not friends. Let's move the fuck on. And if you feel like me, please go out there and reject these publicly. Reject these dudes publicly, because many a times these friends, these dudes, these have a god complex about them, because if they look good and if they have Tom, Dick, Harry's on their fucking dick, vagina, whatever, they think that even we should bend for them. Why are you so important? What makes you so important? One of the reasons why you feel so important is probably because us, our stupid self, made you feel important, because you're karmic as fuck, you're dumb as fuck. And if we don't know you, don't create a bond with us because we don't like you. We don't even look at you. When was the last time we saw you? And if I see you on the streets for all the lies you said about me or any other man or woman here, will we even look at you? So if you're in a place as I, that now if you are getting back into dating, getting back into making friends again, whatever it is, after a period of isolation, you now don't want to be attached to a man who's attached to drama with his friends, his family, especially who has loose ends coming in and out, flapping in and out. For women as well, you don't want to be attached to a woman, however hot and gorgeous she may be, who has her exes attached to her, who is a public fucking community. We don't know where their mouths have been, men and women. And at the end of the day, I don't want to get attached to a man or woman who will bring drama in my life, as a friend, as a family, as a lover. And I used to never care about, who people are attached to, because I used to like people for who they are and stuff like that. It all has backfired because when you leave their life, best believe you will be the scapegoat. You did everything just to hide their shit because they don't want to improve. They will be in their deathbed the same type of person they are today, the same type of woman and man they are today, the same type of victim mentality that they have today. The world is against them. And if a man or woman is shining, especially, God forbid, if you were ever connected to these men and women, they are actually fucking losses. They are bloody bad luck in our lives who are stuck on us. Can't even accept the fact that we don't want to be friends. And just because we were friends at one point, you play low does not mean we are not supposed to elevate. Our elevation is not connected to your deflation. Have you guys heard of life lessons? People come in and out of your life because many people are lessons in our life. And to those type of men and women who want to be friends with you, who were friends with you, they want to compete with you after you leave their life, and they still want to reminisce about the things that you used to have, and they're going to make use of all the things that was discussed between the two of you when there was a real fucking friendship, so you thought. And now they want to use the same fucking old ass stories and mix it up, spice it up, juju it up, about their own life, and mix it up and make it all about you. So while you have moved on for 2 years, 5 years, 10 fucking years, why do you have the same people from 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago thinking that they know all about you? They know all about your life? They know who you're f***ing, who you sucking, who you dipping in? They know when you're eating, when you're shitting, who you're getting married to? They know what's happening in your career, in your life, in your money, but bitches are jealous and they can't move on. So they act like these bitches are getting paid to talk about you. They wake up and they look at you. They wake up and check in on your life. They wake up and think about you. What the fuck? So tomorrow, in 5 years, 10 years, do I think that we will even consider their presence? We're still not considering their presence, but they're still like, look at me, I'm here, energy-wise. And if that's not happening, and if you're not paying them no fucking mind, because you and I don't have the fucking time, because they didn't value us when we were in their lives. And the problem is, when a shitty person acts like she's all goody two-shoes, when a shitty man acts all like he's goody two-shoes, but then actually they're shitty fucking people. They're bad fucking people. They're hypocrites. But they don't want to accept who the fuck they are, so they want to be nice. And then pretend to be nice. And then they want to fool people. And if some people don't get fooled by their fake niceness, they want to hold a grudge and you're an enemy. You're not about their life. But you thriving is an insult to them. And you thriving will prove all of their lies to be baseless. So the life that they have built around you, and some men have built families, kids, and generations over a lie. So when they think that you and I are dumb as fuck, we are quiet as fuck, we don't create any mess, we don't want to fight, they start taking advantage. And these men and women, they think that if they were to even have us do something that we don't approve of, we won't say nothing to them. And they get used to it. And when they get used to it, they start having a God complex on how the reactions from the outside should be received. But when the reactions from 90% of the people is exactly what they expect it to be, they start thriving. They love the attention that they're getting. Now they're getting the attention without asking that you normally get. So now they start to think, oh, I'm just like her. I'm just like him. If I date her ex, I'll become like her. If I date his ex, I'll become like him. Huh? If I have her job, if I have whatever she has, if I have whatever he has, if I grow nails like her, if I go online and buy 20 other clothes just like her, you know who you are. men and women. They want to walk in our skin. They want to look like us, act like us, do things like us, talk on us, and not even tell the world that we're not friends for years. They hate on us, but they still want to be like us. Make it make fucking sense. If there's a man or woman who you don't even know from fucking Adams, you haven't spoken even for a second, but if this man, if this woman is publicly telling the world that you are on his as a woman or as a man that you are on her, whatever that fucking statement would be, these people, they buy affection. These people, they buy friendship. These people, they buy lovers because they just want to look fucking good. And somebody like you and I had women who compared relationships that they were in, and because they have always been with shitty ass men, they started comparing the guy that I used to get with. And whatever reason the guy and I didn't work out, even when these bitches were fucking friends, close friends, low-key they compared my life with them always. So how is this a friend? So today when I realize and analyze and I cut myself away from you, that's a problem to you, but you were never a nice person. You were never giving, selfless. You always were jealous. You always commented every time I looked good. They said, oh, you look bad today. So as soon as I knew back in my mind, if a friend is saying I'm looking not as good, I know I'm looking banging. And that was the friendships I had. So these are the same bitches who've broken me apart from substantial good opportunities in life because of jealousy. And that jealousy, I promise you, and I pray to God, swallows them whole. If they've hurt me for no reason, and if till date they think that they can hurt me, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, stop watching me first of all. And like I said, stop being possessive, stop being obsessive. Ew, that's embarrassing. Because people like you and I, when things don't work out, we move on. We're like, oh, we had a good time. It was a good friendship. It was a good whatever situationship, whatever you had with this family, lover, friend. You move on. You realize people move on, and then you know who's waking up the next day, the next hour, trying to gather friends and texting everybody, making group chats, having weekend outings, discussing you and I. And God forbid if you're on a public platform, releasing your videos, spreading your videos to everybody and then bitching about it and then zooming in your pictures, your videos and be like, look at her hair, look at her body, whatever, man or woman. Yuck. I mean, grown-ass men and women, we are looking at what next. If we want to have a family, or if you want to have kids, if you already have a family, or you don't have a family, do you want to be married? Do you not want to be married? Do you want a new job? Do you want to start a new business? Do you want to go travel? Do you want to move? How do you improve your savings? How do you cut down on your bad habits? How do you focus on your mental, emotional, spiritual growth? I am there. Once I come out or come back in, I have never thought about what's happening in her life. Let me go talk to her and talk to people about her. What's happening in his life? Let me go talk to him about her. What the fuck? And today I know by name, first name, last name, where they live, and all the bitches and the dudes that they're attached to, in hundreds, in herds, who are still talking about me or have spoken about me because I didn't pay them no fucking mind. And it's embarrassing to me, and I disrespect these people. I don't respect these grown-ass men and women, and they're grown-ass men and fucking women. They're acting like teenagers who've not lived their life, who are not even focusing on their own partner, if they have any, or their own life, but they're about you and I. If I am not looking at you, if I'm not paying you attention, if I'm not paying anybody no mind, and if a man is constantly on my back, and then when he can't have me, he's gone and told the whole world of all the dirty things and low-level shit that he does with his women, he's doing it with me? What's your fucking class? What's your fucking standard? It's embarrassing, it's annoying when you are attached to people even by word of mouth, because the world thinks that you're attached. Therefore, you and I have to be very careful who we get attached to and the people we get attached to, who they're attached to. So it's really scary getting back into dating, getting back into the world of, even if you want to make friends, we don't know who they're attached to, because we don't know which bitch somewhere is thinking she's still in a relationship with the man that you're with. Which man is still thinking he's still in a relationship with the woman that you're with. Just know, you and I, at the root of it, are not the same women. You and him, at the root of it, are not the same men. You and I, at the root of it, are not the same people to remain friends. You and I are not the same people to remain cordial as colleagues. You and I are not the same people to exchange stares, looks, smile, whatever, as strangers. And you and I, especially, not the same people. And you are not the type of man that I would ever go for or I would ever date. And you are not the type of woman that man will ever go for or will ever date. So if you want to tell the world about me, if you want to tell the world about men and women like me, let us tell the world about you as well now. Let us finally speak up now, because you capitalized on the fact that you run your mouth and therefore you could just speak any kind of way. You didn't think that we would speak up? Yeah, we didn't speak up for so long. So what did you think? You're going to shut up? When are you going to stop? When are you going to stop with the lies? When do you feel like, okay, it's done? When do you want to be better? When do you want to do things where you can take accountability? You know what? All of this is happening because I did it. When are you going to confess? When are you going to have any kind of conscience in you? Because deep inside, you know, when you tell yourself, why her, why not me, why him, why not me, you very well know what the fuck you're doing behind everybody's back. You know what you're doing when nobody's watching. What is wrong with you?